It's January 2026, and if you're starting this year without a clear financial blueprint, you're already playing catch-up. The global economy is projected to grow by around 3%. Interest rates are easing. AI is accelerating faster than most careers can adapt. Yet here's the part no one likes to talk about. According to Investopedia 2025 data, 67% of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck. In the UK, nearly half of all workers, 49%, reported living paycheck to paycheck, according to the ADP Research People at Work 2025 report. Not because they're irresponsible, not because they're bad with money, but because income without structure is fragile. Let me be honest with you. Most people don't fail financially because they make terrible decisions. They fail because they never decided how money should work for them in the first place. They drift from paycheck to paycheck, from raise to raise, from year to year, and every January they repeat the same sentence: this year will be different. But nothing changes, because there's no system behind the intention. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't design a financial plan for 2026, 2026 will design one for you. Your bills will decide, your employer will decide, your impulses will decide, and emergencies will finish the job. Today, I'm walking you through my 2026 financial blueprint. Not as motivation, not as a flex, not as a one-size-fits-all formula, but as an educational framework you can adapt to your own life. You don't need my income, you don't need my background, you don't need perfect timing, you just need structure. Stay with me until the end, because the mindset shift most people ignore is the one that determines whether everything else works or quietly collapses. Welcome back to the Financial Freedom Insider, where we shred myths, expose traps, and hand you systems the rich use, no fluff. If your goal is clarity, control, and long-term freedom, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. Why you need a financial blueprint for 2026. Most people have goals. Very few have blueprints. A goal says, I want to be better off. A blueprint says, no matter what happens, this is how my money behaves. The world heading into 2026 is not predictable. Inflation remains sticky. Job security is weaker than it looks. AI and automation are reshaping income. Costs of living continue rising faster than wages. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, productivity has grown dramatically over decades. Real wages haven't kept pace. So hoping your job works out is not a strategy. Author James Clear explains it best. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. A financial blueprint reduces stress, creates optionality, works even when life doesn't cooperate. Two people earn the same income in 2026. One reacts to circumstances, the other runs systems. Same world, different outcomes. Every blueprint starts with the least exciting part, but the most important. Expense control. Low obligations beat high income. Here's a counterintuitive truth. A high income with high obligations is fragile. A moderate income with low obligations is powerful. Most financial stress doesn't come from earning too little. It comes from committing too much. Rent, car payments, subscriptions, lifestyle upgrades locked in as monthly pressure. Morgan Housel explains it perfectly in The Psychology of Money. Wealth is what you don't see. People who look rich often feel trapped. People who feel free often look ordinary. My 2026 blueprint prioritizes low fixed expenses, not extreme frugality, because low obligations create flexibility. Flexibility creates leverage. Leverage creates freedom. During economic shocks, people with low obligations don't panic. They negotiate, pivot, or wait. Freedom starts with what you don't commit to. Once expenses are controlled, income finally becomes leverage, not survival. Income. Multiple streams, not multiple jobs. Let's clear something up. Multiple income streams does not mean working 80 hours a week. It means reducing dependence. A single income feels safe until it disappears. A study by author Tom Corley found that 65% of self-made millionaires had 3 or more streams of income, 45% had 4, and 29% had 5 or more. Not because they hustle harder, but because they understand fragility. Naval Ravikant puts it simply: you're not going to get rich renting out your time. My 2026 blueprint focuses on income layers. 1 stable base, 1 skill-based stream, 1 ownership-based stream. Not all at once, 1 at a time. 2 professionals. Same salary. 1 relies entirely on their paycheck. The other builds a small consulting stream using existing skills. Same intelligence, same effort. 5 years later, completely different stress levels. Multiple streams aren't about greed. They're about resilience. But income alone doesn't protect you when life throws curveballs. And this is where most people's plans quietly fall apart. Savings. Defense against curveballs. Savings are not about returns. They're about survival and optionality. Without savings, every problem becomes a crisis. Every decision becomes emotional. According to Bankrate, 2025 report, 41% of Americans say they would use savings to pay for an emergency expense of $1,000 or more. In the UK, 1 in 5 Brits have less than £1,000 saved in an emergency cash pot, according to 2025 research by A.J. Bell. My blueprint treats savings as insurance, shock absorbers, time-buying tools, not wealth builders, defenders. Ray Dalio explains it clearly. Cash is trash long-term, but essential short-term. Savings buy you time. Time buys you better decisions. 2 people face unexpected layoffs. 1 negotiates calmly. The other accepts the first offer out of fear. Same skills, different buffers. Now that defense is in place, the real game begins. Investing. Assets over lifestyle upgrades. This is where futures diverge. Most people treat raises as permission to upgrade life. Rich people treat raises as fuel to buy assets. Assets produce income. Appreciate over time, create leverage. Lifestyle upgrades. Feel good once, create permanent costs. Delay freedom. According to Vanguard, long-term investors who contribute consistently outperform those who try to time the market. My 2026 investing principles are: automate contributions, focus on ownership, ignore noise, play long games. 1 person upgrades their car every raise, another invests the difference. 10 years later, same income path, radically different net worth. But none of this works without the final layer. Mindset shift. Thinking like a rich person. Wealth isn't about personality. It's about how you think when decisions are boring, uncomfortable, or delayed. Most people think money problems are about math. They're not. They're about behavior. Listen to the language people use around money. I'm just not good with money. I'm not an investor. That's for rich people. I'll start when I earn more. Those aren't facts. They're identity statements. And identity drives behavior. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on mindset shows that people who believe skills can be learned take different actions under pressure and get different results over time. Wealth is not a personality trait. It's a learned operating system. Here's the real difference most people miss. Rich people don't magically make better decisions. They frame decisions differently. A consumer mindset asks, "Can I afford this?" An owner mindset asks, "Does this increase or reduce my future options?" That single question changes everything. A consumer sees extra income and thinks, "Time to upgrade my lifestyle." An owner sees extra income and thinks, "How do I turn this into leverage?" Rich people don't optimize for comfort. They optimize for optionality. They don't chase appearances. They chase control. They don't react emotionally to money stress. They build systems so emotion never enters the equation. This is the part nobody tells you. You don't become wealthy and then think differently. You think differently first, and the results follow quietly over time. My 2026 rich person mentality is simple. I manage money like an owner, not a consumer. I prioritize ownership over appearances. I delay gratification strategically, not emotionally. I let systems make decisions, not moods. I know abundance exists, but only for people who build systems to capture it. I see money as a tool, not a reward. And most importantly, I don't ask, what feels good right now? I ask, what keeps me free later? Once this mindset locks in, behavior changes automatically. Spending becomes intentional. Saving becomes non-negotiable. Investing becomes boring and powerful. No hype, no flexing, no drama. Just quiet, repeatable decisions that compound. That's how real wealth is built. Recap. Here's the blueprint in plain language. You need a plan, or life will plan for you. Low obligations beat high income. Multiple income streams reduce fragility. Savings protect you from bad decisions. Investing builds ownership, not status. Wealth starts with mindset, not money. Same income, different structure, different outcome. Action challenge. Here's your 2026 financial blueprint challenge over the next 14 days. 1. Lower one fixed expense. 2. Identify one scalable income skill. 3. Build or top up emergency savings. 4. Automate one investment. 5. Delay one lifestyle upgrade. 6. Write down what financial freedom means to you. Small actions. Massive compounding. 2026 offers growth, but only if you have this blueprint. Execute quietly, change everything. Here's the real question. What if this year is when your financial structure changed completely? By the end of 2026, your life could look unrecognizable. Not because you worked harder, but because you finally played the game correctly. And in the next video, we'll break down another set of secrets the wealthy have been hiding in plain sight. Once you see it, you won't unsee it. If this blueprint helped you think more clearly, like the video, share it with someone who needs structure, not hype. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. And comment below, which part of your 2026 blueprint are you fixing first? Expenses, income, savings, investing, or mindset? We read every comment. We reply to the top ones. Because financial freedom doesn't happen by accident. It's designed.